Okay, hello and welcome, and my name is Martin, and today what we're going to be doing is connecting a main menu to an options menu and then bringing that back to the main menu with a back button. So let's go ahead and right click and copy and paste, and this one we're going to call Project 9c. Underscore linking menus. Okay, let's double click in there and let's go ahead and change the name of this as well. Again, we're trying to keep the names here a little bit short, so we're just going to call it C. Okay, with that done, let's go ahead and double click and open. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the two levels that we created from the previous project. So let's double click back to where those levels are. So we have the main menu and the main menu map 2. This is a prettier menu, so we're actually going to create the options button in this menu. So let's go and double click into the widget, and what we'll do is let's move this button down just a little bit. We don't really want to move it too much out of the way. Okay, so once the button's there, we should be able to Control C, Control V. Did that let me make a copy? No. Okay. So what I can do is come over here to the quit button. Let's copy it from there and let's paste it. I guess we could have also duplicated it. So let's actually hit duplicate. So now we have an additional button that has the quit button and already all the coloration for the different states, for the hover over and click states. So with this one selected, and we've got our anchor point in the same place, which is also wonderful. So let's move that and let's line it up with the other ones. And instead of this saying quit, let's go ahead and rename the button. So this one we'll call it options menu. Okay, and instead of it saying quit, we will also make sure that it says options menu. So okay, so now we have a play button, an options menu button, and the quit button. Let's go double check the graph because we're going to make sure that we need to actually redirect this button to a new location. So let's hit the graph, and we do not have a version of that button here. We do have still the original quit button and the click on play button. So let's go back to the designer. Let's click on the button itself. And remember that you can scroll all the way down at the bottom of the details panel, click on clicked, and now we will have a unique event for that. Let's click off of here and let's type in open level. Okay, and this one we want it to go to main menu map. And I believe that would take us to that menu. So let's double check and see if this actually works. So let's hit save and close this and push play. And we now have the three buttons. The play button takes me to the play. Let's go back. Quit button quits the game. And the options menu took me to what is main map, the main menu map, which is where I have the other two buttons, which for now are the same. It's a play button and a quit button, but we can go in there and make changes to that. Now the other thing we also need to is that we're stuck on this page. Well, technically, we could hit quit game, which would allow us to be able to leave the game at this point, but there's no way for us to go back to the main menu map 2, or the main, what we're considering the main menu now. So what we want to do is let's hit stop here, and oh goodness, where are we? let's go back to main menu widget. No, this one. And that's where we have the play and the quit buttons. So let's grab this one and let's move it down from where it was. And what we can do now is right click, duplicate. There is now the second button. Let's go ahead and place it in the middle with the other two. Okay, now that it's there, we can select it and go and change its text. So if we click on its text, we can say, menu. Okay, so obviously that's not long enough, so a couple of things we could do is make the buttons bigger here, all of them, or we can make the text small enough, or we don't even really have to say return. We can just say main menu. And that would take care of that. Okay, so we have a play button, a main menu button, and a quit button. And for the play button, instead of it saying play, let's just call it option 1. Let's actually click on the text for that so we get into the text box. There we go. And instead of it play, we'll just say option 1. Now I'm not going to really attach anything to this. This is just to show you how to return back to the main menu and how to create an option and create navigation between one menu and another menu. Yeah, I guess if we wanted to, we could get rid of that quit game. So let's say this would be like an audio option, and then this would be the return to main menu button, right? So in this screen, we want to double check and make sure that that is taking us back to the correct menu. So let's see. So the quit button is gone, so we don't need that code anymore. And we do not have the code for the second button. So let's go back to the designer. Let's click on the main menu button. And actually, I want to go ahead and rename this while we're here. So may return to main menu. And with it selected now, we can scroll down to the bottom, click on clicked, and this we can now say is open level. And in the open level, let's type in main menu map 2, which would take us back to the correct menu. Let's go ahead and hit compile and save. And let's see if this works now. So I'm going to go back to main menu 2. I'm going to push play to check. And if we hit the options menu, it takes us back to this menu. We disassociate, well, no, I didn't actually disassociate that button, but let's double check that again. So we'll go here, we'll push play, we'll play the options menu. Options, that button still takes us to level 1. So it is a button that is attached to something, and let's type in main menu, and then that takes me back to the main menu. Okay, fantastic. So this would allow you to be able to create a navigation system between different menus. So you can have the original menu that the game starts on, then you can have an options menu. You could have that go to audio options. Maybe there's a different version of the game with a navigation mesh that changes the way the game looks, or a perception mesh, which a post-processing mesh, which changes the way the game looks. Who knows? You could have a lot of different, a lot of fun with what you do with your options menus. And of course, then you have the quit menu down there at the bottom. So the next tutorial, what we'll be doing is creating a pause menu. And that should be the end of the menus. So we'll have a main menu, an options menu, a menu that has something like this where you've got a viewport from a camera. You have a menu now that has a blank background screen in it. And we will soon have a pause menu And with that pause menu, that should be the end of the different types of menus, theoretically, that we should need, or that we need at a very basic level to get the game to work. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.